Our next speaker is Austin Witt, and Austin is going to do a reading about his own struggles. Austin, please come forward.
Yes, my name is Austin Witt. I am a student at Mineola High School. And what I'm going to share with y'all is a thing that I call, and a lot of people call, spoken word poetry. And for those of you who don't know, basically spoken word poetry is poetry that is meant to be performed. In this particular piece, I wrote basically about the church's failure to understand and assist people with mental health. I started writing spoken word poetry 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. My uncle took his life. That was the first thing I did to try and cope with that loss. I just wrote a spoken word, and I've been writing them ever since. And it's a good artistic way of expressing myself. This particular piece is called "These Eyes Are Not My Own." Look at me and know my struggle. I'm a product of my own demise, maybe, but more of the absence of a capacity to throw away my thoughts. Anxiety attacks, hypervigilance, depression, bad at coping, call it what you want. I just ask you, look at me and know my struggle. But how dare you look at me and know my struggle, yet still implore me to give up my skin to the Lord? And I will ask you to look at a man with leukemia and ask him to give up his disease. Don't play me. Look at me and know my struggle. For these eyes are no longer my own. I am forced to make these eyes a vessel for every man and woman juxtaposed with two options: surrender your skin to the Lord or forsake him with your inability to. Look at me and know my struggle. Every day, I lose my voice, crying for empathy from people like you who always seem to reduce my struggle to something merely like a candy wrapper, as if I'm able to tear it open, throw it away, and get to the manufactured joy inside. I will edify this for you. My struggle, the bags under my eyes, carry so much more weight than the simple sadness, depressing thoughts, and droughts that people classify as depression and anxiety. Every time I close my eyes, these bags pry them open to express delicate saturation. Sleeping, remembering, synonymous with the word pain. Let me tell you, the bags under my eyes are not a part of my soul, but they are a part of my body. And I have to live with that. Never again will someone truly observe the kindred spirit found in my eyes without concurrently meeting the ugly bags below. I encourage you to challenge me to cast my feelingness of anxiousness and my feelings of being depressed to the Lord. It's what I'm called to do. But asking me to cast away my anxiety and depression out to you as an uneducated person and the millions of eyes you see right here. A mental disorder is not one acting in sin, but is the evidence of sin in a fallen world. I compare my anxiety to an unsatisfied hunger. If it has been too long since the last time I ate, my stomach growls. It overturns like a pitfall off a precipice, agony and aching in my abdomen. I can't think about food because I'm so overwhelmed with how much it hurts. Don't worry, I eat eventually. I never forget about the provider of food. It's just difficult to force myself to eat. And listen, I know my self-attrition may seem like a contradiction with your basic intuition, but you are not my physician and I am not your patient. But I might listen if you are patient with me. Furthermore, I really hate to be a reductionist, but at the end of the day, these are just chemical reactions birthed from an outside stimulus. So next to you, look into the eyes of a person struggling with mental health. Don't try to fix their chemicals, but dig deep into the roots which empower the reactions. So look at me one more time, but never forget the collective struggle shared by so many people that you can see right here. And I sense your shame because I used to be the same. But I don't care if you have disdain. I'm trying to play this game because I know that this is not unconquerable pain. It is why he came. I slowly wish to remind you that this is not easily tamed. And forget my name. That's not my aim. Look to the eyes around you, and you will see bags far darker than mine ever will be. Eyes on the edge of a precipice. Eyes completely aware of how society defines their beauty. Friends, why would we ever consider someone's bags and what we consider the entity of one's eyes? Look into our eyes. See that we are behind them and know that we need you. So, I plead you to take this seed to the ones who need food. God freed you so that you could help others be freed too. Thank you again for having me.